What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. I am Wayno. If this is your first time here and you like what it is that I do, hit that sub button. You know what I'm saying? Keep up with what I got going on. Today we talking about this UMG versus Drake lawsuit. The most, well, not the most, but one of the most ridiculous moments ever in hip hop. One of the most shameful moments ever in hip hop. One of the most embarrassing moments ever in hip hop. Wanna know why? Because this stain don't leave. So, you know, of course, the obvious is the obvious. Kendrick Lamar and Drake had their battle. Drake filed a petition to go for a lawsuit against UMG, claiming that they used bots and they used all of this extra promotion and layers of promotion and, you know, paying people and whitelisting the song so that people could react to it in order to push Not Like Us to be higher. Then you get all the people who become hip hop behind the scenes experts and can tell us what Drake's what Drake's deal is, which none of us have ever seen his deal, but everybody got all of this information on what his deal is, what his splits is. He was doing this because this is a larger play. He's fighting against the system that holds everybody down, Universal Music Group. Don't nobody care about that. Let's talk about the fact of the matter. This is shameful, it's ridiculous, and I'm gonna tell you why. You got a lawyer in here defending Drake, right? And he's defending Drake for, you know, this song, for Not Like Us. But not only is he defending him, the judge don't know what's happening. The judge has no indication or doesn't even know what's going on in this entire situation. So the opening is talking about, you know, UMG lawyer says, Drake opened the door in third person. That's when Kendrick says, you know what I mean, heard you like I'm young. It's to no surprise, right? Then Drake's lawyer says, Mr. Lamar suggests there are other secrets he has yet to reveal. It's ambiguous. UMG lawyer says, these are questions of law the court can dismiss. The judge asks, what's a certified pedophile? UMG lawyer says, it's a play on certified lover boy. The judge then asks, but would the ordinary listener know the name of Drake's album, Certified Lover Boy? Y'all still feel like this is some fight or some crusade for like artist rights? Y'all still thinking that? The judge is asking, with an ordinary person, with an ordinary listener. People love to brag about how much monthly listeners Drake has, because you can only see him on Spotify, but I'm pretty sure if it's not higher on other platforms, it's just as much. Drake is one of the biggest household names in the past 15 years. And the judge is asking, would an ordinary listener know the name of Drake's album, Certified Lover Boy? Ridiculous, right? But let's keep it going. The context is all the rumors about Drake and younger females. Listen, I don't know how he think he fighting anything with this, right? Then the judge asks, there was the use of AI, an AI voice of Tupac. Drake's lawyer says, I'm not convinced of the relevance. He not convinced of the relevance? And this is whom would you want to place your faith? All right. Then the judge says, shouldn't I review the entire rap battle? Right? Then the judge says, Kendrick Lamar didn't know he performed at the Super Bowl. Drake's lawyer says, UMG republished the material with knowledge when it launched the Super Bowl campaign. There were 3 attacks on his home, right? It says the cover art is Drake's home with sex offender locations, as sex offender location tags. The judge says, didn't Drake say Kendrick Lamar is not the biological father of his child? What are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? This is where hip hop is today. If y'all been paying attention to what I've been doing with my shorts, I've been opening up the textbooks and going back so you can see that even at the highest level of disrespect, it wasn't even none of this. At the highest level of disrespect, it wasn't even none of this. People think, oh man, you know, calling somebody a PDF, that's the worst thing you could possibly have somebody say to you. In the era of violence in hip hop, when artists was losing their lives, and people was challenging that and saying what they was going to do. Listen, we going to go through the whole state property versus D block. Then we'll get the G unit. Then we'll get to the game going against G unit and Jimmy Henchman and what came of that. And y'all think for a second that this is the worst thing that could have possibly happened in hip hop? I've seen people literally say that this ruined hip hop, this record. Guess what? Diss records are supposed to be defamatory. They supposed to diss, short for disrespect. They supposed to put you in an uncomfortable position where you have to react. They supposed to make you feel, yeah, we gonna see what you made of. They supposed to allow you to be in a space where it's fight or flight. Now dude flying. Oh yeah, the plane been left the runway. He flight done took, it ain't even in question if he could fight in this sense. It's not even in question. And then I see, you know, I mean, I don't care about niggas' abs and all that. That's corny conversation to me. I don't care about if his abs is real and then I see that that's the biggest conversation. But I seen someone say, what can he live down? Are people ever gonna give him the benefit of the doubt? Are people ever gonna give him a chance? Are people ever gonna give him a shot? Generally speaking, when it comes to his fan base, of course they're gonna love him unconditionally. But when it comes to hip hop, and we had this conversation the other day, can he be kicked out? And who represents hip hop and all of that? And that's a real slippery slope. It moves a lot of different places because hip hop is expression. You know what I mean? You start having that conversation, you start having a conversation about the streets, and you talking about what means to what person and what means to other person. Listen, the shit is corny. That's the way to sum it all up. It's corny. It's corny because, again, now it gives another layer. It gives another layer into the business of hip hop. Yeah, if you want to, yo, I'm about to start, I'm in a feud with such and such, I'm about to start dissing them. This is artist Z and P, whatever artist from wherever. Well, you know you can't say this. You know you can't say that because we don't need a lawsuit on our hands. We don't need that. Bro, this nigga, you gotta be clear, you gotta be straight up and down, open to what your path is in this shit, man. Shout out to my homegirl L Jones. She asked me what I felt about Drake regarding hip hop at one point in time, and I said, yeah, I did consider him hip hop because he represented it and he loved it, but I felt like he negated it in a lot of ways. And she's like, what you mean? And people mistake like new for better all the time. All right, look, he can rap in Spanish. He can do house music. He can do this. He's genre bending. What does that have to do with hip hop? You know what I'm saying? My favorite rappers, we ain't got to state them. It's more than one. It's more than a few. Let's not state the obvious. Let's state Rick Ross. That's one of my favorite rappers. Let's state Jeezy. I think they're some of the best. They're in a very, very small percentage of success when it comes to hip hop because it's a lot of people that get in this shit. It's a lot of people that get a chance to say something. There's not a lot of people who matter. But for the people who've mattered, for the people that have made albums, singles, songs, anything that's moved your body, any documentary and all of that, in hip hop, do we care if they can rap in Spanish? A word to it is cool, but do we care about a whole song being sang? So when I thought about that comment that I made regarding, is he hip hop? And I said he negated it. He negated it. He negated the culture. When the disrespect came, because disrespect, yeah, I mean, dissing is a part of hip hop, right? But then when you, takes me back, I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell. Come get your legacy out of my house. You'll spend $2 million just on garbage? All right, I want to tell you about my path within this shit. All of this aside, all of this lawsuits and all that aside, my path and what it is that I'm doing on this media side. I don't want to live in the past. I'm not trying to live in the past. But I think that things happen so quickly and things happen so frequently that we negate all of the principles, the morals, the values, in music, I'm not talking about the streets or criminal activity. In music, that's made music a wholesome thing for us. That's made music something for us to look forward to. That's made hip hop something that we're proud about. I don't think collectively we feel proud of hip hop. I feel like we feel proud of certain corners. You look at Independence, you know what I'm saying? And not just from Griselda's, because Griselda, great job at what they've been able to establish with Independence. Westside Gunn is a multi-millionaire and a great businessman that's created a lot of music and a lot of branding through hip hop. But Nas, you know the whole obvious conversation about Nas. What has Nas done? What has he influenced? With everything he's got going on, I told y'all that Mass Appeal is not just a record label, but they're an ad agency, a marketing company. They wear so many different things. Feel like we happy about these little corners. Now, you know, when it comes to Rock Nation, everybody looks at Rock Nation as the pendulum, the 666, the devil, they're the worst thing that ever exists. But when you talk about Rock Nation and what they're responsible for, outside of Desiree Perez and her personal things that she has going on, 21 Savage, you know what I'm saying, Jay paying for 21 Savage lawyer, helping with his immigration status, in a time where ICE is now literally running down on people like they owe them money and deporting them. LVRN, Love Renaissance, you know what I'm saying? Summer Walker, what she's been able to do. Boogie, Westside Boogie, you know what I'm saying? Black, what they doing with Belly Gang Cushington. There's these pockets, you know what I'm saying? I think people was extremely proud of CMG and what they was able to do, but a lot of the street politics when it came to the whole Dolph situation got in the way of how people feel about CMG collectively, you know what I mean? Quality Control, which I'm an alumni there as well, you know what I mean? That was a house I was in for a little minute, but what they've been able to do over the past 10 years, but you know what I mean? Some of the legacy, I ain't gonna say it gets tarnished, but you see the whole situation with Takeoff losing his life, the Migos aren't what they were. And that's just street stuff that nobody could get in the way of. And street stuff happens in hip hop. But I'm talking about being proud of this shit, man. Being genuinely proud. Not just about diss records and how battles go, but just being prideful about something that when we listen to music, it's not about who's getting the most streams and who got the most monthly listeners. You know what I mean? It's about feeling, substance. You know what I'm saying? The substance comes in many, many, many forms. Lots of different forms. I didn't hear people talking about what Lil' Kim's substance was when I was a kid. Just being honest. Or Foxy's. You know what I'm saying? Or what they represented. Hip-hop needs representation from its artists right now. Right now, I feel, is one of the most important parts of our culture's history, because there's no identity collectively. There's a lot of people trying to get into it. It's a club. It's an elite club. It's a lot of people that want to be a part of it and wave the flag and say, hey, I rap. I got racks. I got money. Like, it's kind of like we in a... Bling Bling was a very, very heavy cultural impact until it became mainstream. You know what I'm saying? Then it got commercialized and turned into another, whole bling. Like, it just, you know what I mean? It got whitewashed. This lawsuit is just whitewashing. Like, let's just call it what it is. You know what I mean? This is Drake losing and not knowing how to handle a L. Because let's go to, I was actually surprised at this, but let's go to what DJ Akademiks had to say about Drake regarding this situation.
Sorry to tell y'all. I like Drake. I think that lawsuit's dumb as shit, bro. Like, I don't care what y'all niggas say. I think it's dumb as shit. Like, it's a stupid-ass lawsuit, bro. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, I would have rather him sue Kendrick. Just sue Kendrick. Like, bro, it's a stupid-ass lawsuit. Like, this lawsuit to me is about what could be said in this song. I love diss songs. I like when niggas say, I want to dig your mama up and piss on her, nigga, and bury her again. That's my type of diss songs. I sit here and I listen to the most heinous songs in the world. I'm sorry, calling you a certified pedophile is not worse than Who I Smoke, not worse than any King Von song. I'm sorry, that's the type of songs I like. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, I think those songs should stop. I'm not. The fuck are you thinking? No. Now, if we're only going on the element of, yo, should Drake still file a lawsuit, but make the point to say you value, like, don't tell me about the nigga calling you a pedophile, bro. Tell me about how you're devalued in your negotiation. Like that, if you want to be transparent with that, be like, yo, they will offer me $500 million, now they offer me 200. And I think they did that. All right, I want to hear y'all fight that out. That's cool. I ain't got no problem with that. But I love this songs. I love when niggas say the worst thing about a nigga. I like when a nigga say, yo, I want to kill your whole family. I want to see. I love when people be like, yo, I'm going to smoke you and your dog. That's what I like. I'm sorry. These are what I like. I'm sorry. I told you. I think Kendrick should have performed Not Like Us 20 times I've been in Toronto. What you talking about? I love this music. I love indictment music. That's my type of shit. So I'm not going to change this. I'm not changing how I feel about diss songs for Drake. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. I'm telling you this.
Now, while I won't agree, I can't say I don't agree. You want to know why? Because when I just was talking about all of that Beanie Siegel and Jadakiss and Styles P and Sheik Luch and J Hood and Young Guns and Freeway and all of those, they was talking greasy like that. I mean, they was talking greasy. And luckily, things stayed on wax. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it go left in a lot of different situations, but luckily, things stayed music. I agree in the fact of, what is this about? I'm going to tell you what it's about. It's an L. That's all it is. It's an L. But again, man, we got to start, not got to start. We got to appreciate what we have here. And right now, I'm calling to all artists. I mean, really start changing the game. Really start, look for better locations to shoot y'all videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, think of concepts. Think of all of these things that can make you seen and heard, without you having to chase gimmicks and hold $500,000 for somebody to look at your picture or like you, or for you to have to twerk on the top of a bus or do something silly in order to be seen. Get back to making music, man. Get back to its rawest form. Have fun with it. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? This is Wayno. I'm here all week. For the ones that rock with me, know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually will. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.